Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Nothing Like a Good Book. Hope your reading's been going fine. Yeah, man, there's a lot of reading to do these days. There's a plethora of books out there, very diverse. And today I'm excited on the show because it's really the first fiction thriller that I've been able to discover in a long time. The show dedicated to authors, helping to try and discover your book out there and to help you promote your book and hope you to get some sales with your book through your marketing company or your publisher or whatever, or here with Nothing Like a Good Book Direct. So, fiction thriller, huh? A Higher Betrayal is the name of it. It's the creation from author Jack Meyer. And I got to tell you, if you love thrillers, boy, does this guy write thrillers. This is something you've really got to get into. It's pretty exciting, okay? But first of all, I'd like you to meet Jack. Hi, bud. How you doing?
Hi, Mark. It's good to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you. Nice to have you. You're, before we get into the book, because you've been pretty busy, but you're a retired, successful businessman, like a lot of people out there, particularly boomers, who took up writing. And that's fascinating. I'm going to learn all about that. But by the way, where are you? What neck of the woods are you in, mate?
I reside in Colorado Springs, Colorado, most of the year. But when it gets too cold, I retreat to Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. So you're just down the road. There's a lot of, let me see if I get this right. Coloradians?
Yeah.
Coloradans. Okay. A lot of Coloradans come down to Tucson and
Right.
snowbirds. That's what you are. The snowbirds.
The snowbird. Yeah. And proud of it.
Mate, got your own brand. But I tell you what, we love having you. Yeah, it's good having you. You're very good for a city. Thank you. So your history, after that, you then worked in the ministry for 6 years, finished your career as a small business owner, retiring in 2020. What made you take that direction?
Well, the direction of going into ministry or writing a book?
Ministry first.
Ministry first. Well, my second career, I guess you might say, I was working with a friend of mine. He had 800 acres of property in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas. And we worked together doing leadership and team building programs for corporate clients in an outdoor setting.
All right.
And in facilitating personal growth for others, it's pretty typical that the facilitator learns as much as the student does. And I started to reassess my own priorities. I'm a Christian, and my faith is important to me. I thought that perhaps I could do more to serve God and to serve others. So I decided I would take a couple years, go back to school again, and study for ministry.
It's very interesting, with authors, Jack. The backstories are very interesting for where they've been, what they've done. And sometimes I wonder if it's the more you've done in life, is it easier to write? Does it necessarily make you a good author? And I think, because what you've written, we're talking fiction here. We're not talking about, a biography or anything, or a memoir. A Higher Betrayal is your second book, which we're going to get into. But I did notice in my research, you mentioned the 2000 election, the Bush-Gore time zone, and you were watching the television coverage of the Florida account. Presidency of the United States was on the line. Election workers holding computer cards. It was at that era. What prompted you there? What got you going?
Well, that's right. I've been a reader of thrillers for many years, and it was just watching television coverage. The way that the Florida machine counting worked is voters would put a card in a machine and then they would punch out next to the vote names of the people they wanted to vote for.
Mm-hmm.
The news coverage, they showed these poor election workers holding these cards up and seeing, well, some of the Chads had dimples in them, but they weren't popped out. Some were dangling. And I got to thinking, if this was intentional, if this was some sort of man-made manipulation, this would be a great context for a thriller. So I kind of put that in the back of my mind, and I thought about it along the way, but never really did much about it until many years later.
Okay. So we are talking about this particular book of yours, simply called A Higher Betrayal. Now, we're going to talk about a Wayward Patriot thriller, too. I want to understand what Wayward Patriot is, but a little bit later. A Higher Betrayal is your latest book. It sounds pretty exciting. I haven't had a chance to, I just don't get time to read them all. But from what I understand, you've got some, terrific reviews of Goodreads, Amazon, so you wouldn't get those unless there was something about it, right?
I would hope not.
It's pretty cool. It sounds like you enjoy writing, Jack. I mean, I want to talk about this particular book firstly, if you don't mind, okay?
You bet.
This was your first one, and I want to ask you from the point of view of potential authors looking at this show. Everybody has mental blocks, everybody has tough times, but some can sit down. I mean, how tough is it writing your very first book? And this was it. This was your first book.
This was my first full-length novel, and I really enjoyed the process of writing. The reason I think that I enjoyed it so much is I've since I'm now in the business, I've learned that my particular way of going about writing, I'm called a pantser. That's P-A-N-T-S-E-R. That's because I write by the seat of my pants.
Oh, fair enough. I like that one. There you go, folks. Pantster. Why is that? Because I write by the seat of my pants.
Yeah. And what that means is when I start writing, I don't know where the book's going to go. I sit down and I write a chapter, and it just kind of goes wherever it takes me. So it's fun for me to explore, what's going to happen next. So rather than the drudgery of outlining and all that in advance, I just sit down and start writing.
So a little bit about this one, about preserving the vote. Not much. Just give us a bit of an idea how you sat down and just flowed, because, authors often sit down with the chapter by chapter and the layout first and the plan and the this and the that. Everybody's different. And you sit down and just go, like you're doing automatic writing or something.
Yeah. Well, the book is about a guy named Brad Tillman, and he's just a regular guy. He's a numbers guy. He works for a cybersecurity firm. And the book starts out, he's mourning the death of a friend who also worked at this cybersecurity company.
Right.
This particular company had designed the perfect, flawless voting system that could not be manipulated. So everyone in the country was relaxing. Finally, we've got secure elections. He's going through his friend's briefcase, and he discovers a document. And the information on the document could only mean that a election has been manipulated.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, his...
and when did you write this? Because,
I started in 2020. Yeah, right after the 2020 election is when I started.
So let me ask you this, Jack. What kind of research did you do? How much did you put in conducting research in the way of hours or time, or how did you go about that?
Well, actually, I was very lucky in that I have a neighbor across the street who's a cybersecurity expert.
Right.
And I had him over and fed him a couple drinks, and I said, I need to know what's the state of the art in cybersecurity, because I had in my mind to be able to understand what this perfect election system would look like.
Right.
So he gave me a lot of great information, and based on that, I kind of designed on paper this perfect election system.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a great deal of information from him. He also gave me some good information relating to technology in general. I wanted to make sure that whatever I included in the book was potentially real. It could.
Right. You want your facts right. I mean, you wanted your facts right, and that's where the research comes in. People say, "Oh, well,
Sure.
should I really?" My word, you should do it, particularly if I mean, I know that there's lots of soon-to-be writers who watch the show, Jack. So if you don't mind, I like to ask what the challenges are that you face during your writing. During the writing process, what bugs you? What grits your teeth? What have you got to get through?
Well, in the way I write, well, first of all, I enjoyed the process, and for me, just sitting down and writing was pretty easy. I had a friend that would actually reading chapter by chapter right after I finished a chapter. He would read it, give me feedback, do some editing for me. Every once in a while, I would get to the point where I didn't know where to take it. And then I would put it down for a little while and I would hike and I would do this, that, and the other and ponder, and then I'd get started again. The writing process itself was not as challenging for me. What was difficult for me is once I had a manuscript, I was a novice. Now what do I do?
Okay.
It's just
the editing, the proofreading, and then the restructuring a little bit.
all those things. Yeah.
All those things, right. Now, good on you. That was Preserving the Vote was your very first novel, all right? That got you that. I'm pretty sure that from doing this book, that made the next book, right, which I'm going to talk about now, which is this one, a lot easier to write.
Yes and no. I mean, you run into the same stopping points, and you have to ponder this, that, and the other. But generally, in terms of my understanding the process and getting through it all, it was much easier to write. And the other thing I would point out, especially to people who would like to write or have written books, whatever, absolutely get a professional editor to go through it with you afterwards. That improved my writing and the book.
Well, okay. So which way did it improve your writing?
Well, my first book, I would kind of gloss over things. I would, just kind of telling a story. And my editor kept saying, I can't feel it. I need to smell it. I need to, so she pushed me to become more descriptive and help the reader to feel it and be there.
Well, by the sounds of things, you need a good editor.
Yeah.
There you go. Interesting. Couldn't feel it. Can't see it. After all, an editor is working for you, the writer, and I guess they're not doing their job unless they can really bring out the best of what you're trying to write.
Absolutely.
So it'll get through. Amazing. I learn things all the time with this show, it's terrific. My guest author, folks, is thriller writer Jack Meyer. This is the book, A Higher Betrayal. It's been getting terrific reports on Goodreads, Amazon, and other places, and so on. I'm going to get you to read a little bit of stuff later. Or what I'd like to do is maybe a couple of sentences from it, or paragraphs, and you can explain to me in the book what that means, where it's at. I'd like to do that. But it is Jack Meyer, and the book is called A Higher Betrayal. And we're going to be coming right back, okay? But first of all, check this out.
Turn any podcast into a book in just 3 simple steps. First, visit podtobook.com. Paste your podcast RSS feed URL in the input field. Choose which episodes you want in your book. You can select up to 15 individual episodes. Step 3. Sign in with your email to start the conversion process and click Generate Book. Pat to Book will transcribe and rewrite and format your selected episodes into a professional book layout. The process takes just a few minutes for each episode. That's it. 3 steps to transform any podcast into a readable book.
If you're interested in knowing more about that, by all means, go to podtobook.com. You're going to get, because you're watching this here now on the show, or wherever you see it through this show, a $25 discount. That's not bad. Podtobook.com, but please use this coupon if you want the $25. MBM. All right? And it'll help the show. And I appreciate you subscribing and doing the bells and doing everything else. But in this particular case, it pays the bills. Well, it helps to pay the bills, put it that way. The reality is this. If you haven't written your book yet and you want to get something out there, I'll interview you. All right? And then you will have a book within 48 hours. Done. All beautifully written with a cover and everything else. Go to podtobook.com, get a $25 discount, and make sure that you use the coupon. And the coupon is MBM, okay? That's very, very important. All right, now we're talking to Jack Meyer. He's the gentleman on the show. He is my guest. The author of Higher Betrayal. What is the Wayward Patriot? A different kind of series, right? Because it really leaks out your next book. Is that correct? No, it's not the next book per se. It was a novella, wasn't it?
Well, excuse me. I consider the Wayward Patriot this series, and I've written 2 full-length novels and a novella. The Wayward Patriot series, the term Wayward Patriot is, most people probably wouldn't understand that, but in each of my books, there is one or more character, and it's never the main character, who they love their country, they're patriots.
All right.
And they get too anxious and they might step over the line, maybe do the wrong thing for the right reason. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's a thriller, so it's got to have catastrophic consequences. So the Wayward Patriot is kind of a common theme through these books.
Let me just do these quickly, a couple of excerpts here, and explain them to us if you'd be so kind. And by the way, on the screen now is Jack's website. You can go there direct.com, and we'll talk more about that later, where you can purchase and so on. And a little bit later on, Jack's going to be doing something very nice. But write it down now if that's where you'd like to go. Okay, Jack, a young businessman leads a quiet life. He runs a small company with his wife in Minnesota, off the border, until he's inspired to run for an open U.S. Senate seat. What's wrong with him? All right. So what's behind that?
What's behind that?
Yep. Who is he? Why did he run?
He's a little bit of an idealist. He loves his country. He doesn't like the direction it's going. This Senate seat comes open, so he says, well, I guess might as well give it a shot. He's a character that could be anybody. I mean, he's not a professional politician. So
no, he's not. He's not at all, right? He's just an average Joe leading a quiet life. Well, running a small company. It's not silly. Rick Taylor and his wife Maggie run a creative campaign for this sojourn, but it's an uphill slog against the political elites. Rick's life is sent reeling when people start dying and someone is chasing him. Struth. Did he look a threat or what?
Well, it turns out he's very, as I said, idealistic. He's not one that's going to go along to get along. He follows his principles completely. Mm-hmm. And in our political realm, that doesn't go over too well.
I see. And he's up against big money, He finds himself at odds with his own party and the president, who is lying to the American people about his plans to secure the southern border. Instead, using artificial intelligence, the president executes his ominous plan that nobody sees coming.
The president has Rick Taylor from the point in time that he's campaigning, because the president needs a particular bill passed in order to accomplish what he plans to accomplish. And as it turns out, there is one vote short, and that vote, were Rick Taylor to vote the right direction, would be there. Rick Taylor, of course, is not going to vote against his conscience. So there's serious conflict there.
So there we go. What a fantastic book. Now, I did put up here, Jack, your site, and people can actually go to that site. Can they order the book from there?
You cannot. It'll give you links to retailers where you buy the book.
Okay.
Normally what I do when I have a new book, I'll make that book available through my website, personalized and autographed.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a nice way to go. Nice way to do it. These are contact points for Jack, as well as you can see the author site down there. Okay, but this fiction thriller by Jack is can be bought at all sorts of places which are popular. Your Amazons and your Barnes and Nobles, and where else, Jack? Can you add to that?
Oh, just any place.
Any place you can buy, really. Yeah.
Books online. Yeah.
Okay. Facebook.com if you'd like to, get hold of him. LinkedIn, he's on that as well. And of course, X, as we know, Twitter. On the URL there is a Jack Meyer author, at Jack Meyer author. All right. So absolutely fascinating. And I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put this up. I like the cover.
Thank you. My daughter actually helped me design that. She's an artist.
Well, she did a darn good job. Tell her that, will you? Is she available to do other covers for people?
She might be. Contact me and I'll...
All right. Good to know. A Higher Betrayal. A Wayward Patriot Thriller. Look at this. We've got a target on this poor guy. And that's a drone or a chopper. It looks like a drone to me in there.
Yep.
I mean, politics today, Jack, I don't know. A lot of people in this country at the moment don't know where the heck we're going. And it's a timely book, isn't it?
It is. I try to keep the topics very timely.
Yeah, very good. I appreciate the sharing you gave today to help others. I do want to touch on a new book you're bringing up, okay?
Sure.
Which I think is going to be pretty exciting. Let's go back here. There we go. I liked the idea of this new book coming out too. Melt Down, right? Not a patty melt or anything. Meltdown.
No.
Now, when I saw the title, I thought, okay, meltdown. It can either be, the stock exchange is gone. What else can melt down for the country? And I was thinking of all the traditional, normal, things that politically could happen that might be a meltdown. And at the moment, for instance, government shutdown debates
Sure.
going on. But your book coming out on Meltdown, nothing to do with that,
A
right?
little bit more serious than that.
Can we touch at all on it without giving much away?
Sure. Meltdown is the working title. But I like to use current events, topics. And the one I'm going to have kind of as the context, the background of this thriller is our country's $38 trillion debt. We kind of have become numb to it. Most people don't worry about it too much. But I thought it'd be interesting, and when I write, I often research just for information for my own sake.
Right.
I thought it might be interesting to share what it might look like for people in different walks of life if the country defaulted on its $38 trillion debt.
Yeah. It's not something everybody gets up every morning and thinks about, is it, that the total country is in debt? Some could say, well, why do you think he's doing what he's doing and trying to cut back all the dough, to get us out of debt? But then you see this dough going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then it's the balance of things which I think worry people. So if you're $38 million in debt, you better pay it all back. Who do we owe it to, Jack?
Oh, we owe it to everybody, including China and many other countries. But a significant part we owe to our own Social Security system.
And of course, a lot of
all
these
this money
countries
into
hate our
Social
guts.
Security, and it's not really there. It's been loaned to the United States government and spent. So
Worrying times.
they hold an eye on you, though.
All right, but there's a lot in it. It's in depth and it covers a lot that people don't understand. So when are you likely to finish it, Jack?
No, realistically, it'd probably be next spring when I publish that.
All right. Look forward to it. In the interim, like I said, folks, his new book is out now. It's available everywhere. And that's this particular one here. I like showing this. I really do. Boom. A Higher Betrayal.
One other thing, Mark, that I might add is that my narrator just completed the last chapter. So within the next couple of weeks, we'll have it out as an audiobook.
Okay.
My first
Now,
book is an audiobook.
Was that easy? Was that easy to do? How did you just very quickly for the budding audiobook creator? How did you go about it?
I found my narrator on a website called. Now I can't see. I can't think of it.
That's all right. You got a mental block, but there is a website with narrators on it, right?
Yeah,
That's it. Just look it up on Google.
There are websites that will put authors together with narrators.
Right.
You can listen to them and whatnot, and then they will help distribute the books online to any place.
That's good. Different narrators, male, female, warm, soft, hard, in between, accents.
Anything you need.
Anything you need is all there in those, okay? And they do it, and you pay them. Average is anything, what, $300 up?
Up. AuthorsRepublic.com is the name of the website. AuthorsRepublic.com.
AuthorsRepublic.com.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
depending on the experience and the quality of the narrator, they may charge you anywhere from $200 per finished hour up to $2,000 per finished hour.
Per finished hour. God, I'm in the wrong business. Okay. All right. Here's the deal. From that, how do they get it to recording?
Well, they've
recorded it, of course, but what happens next, I should say?
It gets downloaded to the website, and they...
Whose website? Their website or yours?
No, the Authors Republic website.
Okay.
They do technically what needs to be done for it to be packaged properly, and then it's sent out to whatever Spotify or Audible or wherever books are sold, audiobooks.
Fabulous. All right. It's going to be interesting. And that's how that happens. Interesting. I'm trying to make the show more interesting, Jack, where we can have different sorts of supporters on, teachers perhaps. I've got some lawyers lined up from a publishing point of view. The industry is exploding and, a lot of bad boys out there that are doing things. So we've got to nip them in the bud as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
If a publisher wants to tell an author that they can publish their book, all it's going to take is them to give money, don't do it. Don't do it. An actual publisher, a traditional publisher, is going to offer you money. So.
Interesting. Well, that'll be another episode. We're going to cover all this type of thing as well, which will be great. Jack, thanks so much. I hope this was a big winner for you.
Thank you.
It sounds fantastic. For those that like thrillers, and it's got a political vein to it, of course, but and he knows what he's talking about. He's done his research. But I think timing is an important thing. And I think this is also a good one, maybe for dad or for grandpa, maybe as a gift.
Absolutely.
There's really no age limit on this. When you think about this, Jack, I mean, young people should look at this,
Yeah, I don't. I'm very careful with my writing. I'm not, don't get into a lot of sex and that sort of thing. So it's probably, I'd say 16 or above.
All right. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you.
I've enjoyed it, Mark.
And thank you for coming on the show. Is there anything else there than that? Jack Meyer, that's right, author.com. People can write to you. And what was it again, just quickly in reference to you signing a book? What was behind that again?
When my next book comes out, I will make it available on my website, personalized and autographed for those who would like them.
Fabulous. All right. And that's a very scary one.
Yeah.
And that'll be the trilogy then, won't it?
It will. Now, I guess the other thing, though, that the novella, if people want to check out my writing style, they can go to my website and download the novella for free, the ebook.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there you go. There's an offer. 2 in the show today. Wow. Go to jackmeyerauthor.com and download a beautiful site he's got. It's a lovely site. And you can download the novella for free, FREE, no charge, no call, no scam, no free. All Jack. Pleasure meeting you, my friend.
I enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, Mark.
All right. Goodbye now. There we have it, folks. What a lovely fella. Stick around, Jack, for a while. Don't leave so it can all download and what have you. Appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Lots of good authors coming up, beginners. And that thing in the middle, I'll get that fixed and play it again. But the bottom line is this. If you haven't written anything yet and you'd like to write maybe just, 5 chapters, maybe 10 chapters of something, maybe 1 chapter, doesn't matter. All inclusive for a very low price. And we have an interview, and then that is converted for you into a lovely book, and we get a nice book cover done for you. And it's proofread, edited, the whole bit. It's a great lead magnet if you think about it. All righty? Pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you soon.